Hello? All right. Okay, can y'all hear me now? So sorry. So, I can't use my phone anymore as a camera. So, I guess what happened was I didn't have the mic connected to my computer through the streaming software. So, my fault. So sorry. I think we got it now though. Okay, I think we're good now. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So, I'm so sorry guys. Oh, Lord help me. Okay. All right. So now, if I'm too loud, tell me because I might have to go in and fix that. So sorry. While we're at it, Summer, I am making you a moderator. Okay. There we go. All right. So, yes, Mr. Patriot, he works a lot, and he is also he's not very much into politics. He don't like politics very much. Even with everything going on, he's still just I don't know. It's just not his cup of tea. He would rather be watching Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or something. So, all right, perfect. Glad to. Okay, all right, guys. So, all right, let's see. Love the intro song. Awesome. Uh yeah, I found that on like you would never believe I found that on Canva. But okay, so as far as the Gateway Pundit and what they're reporting, as far as that isn't I don't even think that's so much Gateway Pundit, it's probably YouTube. YouTube is horrible about the viewership and showing I really think they mess with it. Um All right. Welcome to the Boomer Certified Club. Absolutely. I try. I mean, like I learned how to do all of this through YouTube and just a lot of research, and I still don't know everything, and I'm still learning. Um, but I guess where I was using my iPhone as my camera, and then I had to stop doing that because um, in case somebody decides they want to donate or something, I have it in my description that if you donate, that I'll shout you out. Well, if I'm using my phone, then I won't be able to see it. So I don't like going against my word. So I decided I'm going to use my laptop camera for now until I can afford to get a better web camera. Um, so that's where we're at with that. Like I said the other day, I am just basic. This is like basics. Like I'm using a laptop, a real cheap ring light, and my phone is how I'm running this right now. So anyway, okay. All right. Politics comes from the Greek word polis, which means polite, ironic. Oh wow, that is quite ironic. I did not know that. Wow. So anyway, I just wanted what I really had planned on doing was going live during President Trump's um, speech that he gave at 3 o'clock. That's what I really wanted to do. Unfortunately, I was at the store because nothing may happen at all. I really don't know, especially right in this moment. I don't know what's going to happen. It would be a total guess, but I did go on and go to the store, as suggested by many different people, um, to, just stock up on some things just in case. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. So, I did go to the store and get a few things, and I didn't make it back until like 10 till 3. But I did watch it. Um, and there was a few things that I pulled from it. And so I after watching it, I'm kind of back where I was a few days ago or about a week ago, feeling kind of down. Um, for the last few days. And I try to listen to people when they say don't read too much into things. Don't get your hopes up, don't get high on the hopium. That's so hard to do because and I know most people would probably agree, we all want for the president to overcome whatever is going on and for him to be our president for the next 4 years and not Sleepy Joe. That's for sure. I know that I, along with many others, are full of a lot of fear right now. Of course, my husband is constantly saying, there are just so many Americans in this country, and even people who are probably here, that immigrated here that would fight, to keep our liberties and our freedoms. Um, but the fear is still very much there of what could possibly happen over the next, 100 days, 6 months, a year. Um, so that was one of my biggest reasons for coming on, just kind of going over what he said. There was a few other things I wanted to bring up. Um, I just know that I'm feeling a lot of different emotions right now, and I'm sure many others are. I was watching the chat on Right Side Broadcast Network, and there were people, saying it's over, it's officially over, stuff like that. And that it kind of hurt my heart a little bit because I can only imagine how people are really feeling right now, especially after watching that. I think a lot of people kind of thought that that was going to be the moment. I didn't, but I know a lot of people who did. Um, but, I'll tell you what though, Trump is like he is a boss because to be able to stand up there through everything he's been through, most people I don't think could walk through everything that he's been through and still be able to stand up there and be encouraging. I just think he is probably one of the most charming presidents we've ever had, maybe alongside Reagan. Um, And I agree too, Summer. I do think he's probably gonna do whatever he's gonna do when, you know, everyone least expects it. That could be the case as well. I don't know. I just find it awful funny that, we have thousands of troops sitting in Washington, D.C. right now. Um, I know that there's been reports that he's brought troops from across seas back home. Um, a lot of things that I've learned over the weekend. There were a couple times I almost went live, but I'm not going to bring you guys any information that I cannot personally confirm. I know there were reports that the Pope got arrested. I've heard that Trump signed the Insurrection Act. Now the blackouts, I know they were confirmed. But I'm not going to get on here and be like, "Yep, the Pope got arrested. Yep, Trump signed the Insurrection Act." I'm not going to do that. I will not be the one to spread misinformation. That's just I don't like when that's done to me. I'm not going to do that to somebody else. Um, I'm very much a very blunt and honest person. Um, just because that's how you should be. That's how you should live your life, or that's how I live my life. I just, I guess I'm so disappointed in in the country, and aliens are coming to dinner. That's how I feel. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys! Like, I mean, I'm a believer in a lot of things, and especially here lately, nothing would surprise me, but I need to see it. I need I need evidence. I need receipts because it does nothing but harm us, when we're all over here talking nuts. Um, even my husband is like, I don't want to hear it unless it's actually happening. And I could respect that. Now he did allow me to go and, get some supplies and stuff just in case. Um, but I respect that because what's going to wind up happening is we're going to all wind up looking like a bunch of Looney Tunes. um, so, just like who is Simon, I watch Simon, I think his name's Simon Parks. I watch him every day. I watch his updates. But I also know that Simon, years ago, I think, um, said that he had relations with an alien. Now, whether he did or not, I have no idea. But uh, that seems a little fishy. So, everything that I hear, I take with a grain of salt. So, um, there were a few things that I did want to point out today, that if someone is happens to come across this live, or if someone happens to come across this video, this is something that I hope will ring in their ears because as I keep hearing, we are in an information war right now, a digital war. Um, Parler's gone. I hope and pray that it comes back. Um, Not because I loved Parler or anything, but just for the simple fact of how many people that has affected. For them to completely not only take it off of the Play stores and the App Store and all that, but to completely shut their servers down. And I don't know if people realize that right now big tech has more power than our own government, and that is scary. Um, I don't think a lot of people take into context that if they can shut the president of the United States down, I mean, come on. And I'm going to tell you, a few years ago, and I don't know if any of you will remember this, but Mike Pence spoke at, I want to say it was Notre Dame, at their um, graduation. And I remember seeing that video on Facebook, and people were applauding these students that were getting up and walking out while Mike Pence was speaking. When I saw that, I was outraged. And this is about the time that I started to turn away from Facebook because I remember sharing that and voicing how I felt about it, which was that it was very disrespectful, because honestly, it doesn't matter who's in office, there still should be a level of respect. Um, and for those students to just get up and walk out while he was speaking, I thought it was disgusting and disgraceful. And I remember sharing that, with my own Facebook community and getting just completely hammered. Um, because they felt like that was their right. Okay, so let's take a step back and let's say that was Kamala that was speaking and a bunch of students got up and walked out. How would those students have been portrayed? Would those students have been applauded? I don't think so. Um, and I think that's what aggravates me the most. We see the hypocrisy. Don't have to keep going through that. We don't have to keep repeating that. But if you are on the fence or you're still on the left, and it's almost like how much more evidence do you need that they are doing some real serious harm to our country right now? 70,000 people were removed from Twitter over the weekend. Um, and not only did they remove the president's personal account, but they removed the at POTUS account. That's big. I mean, and it's kind of scary in a way because when if you take a step back and you look around and unless you're one of those kind of people that are you stay prepared no matter what, which, my hat's off to you. I think that's awesome. I wish I could get there. Um, but how else could he communicate with us because we know mainstream media is not going to cover it? Um, it would take somebody on YouTube. Okay, well, what if you don't have internet access? What if I mean, because I know people who don't have any internet access. So how are they going to know if the president needs to get a message out to us? In my opinion, it's a threat to national security, but I digress. I'm not going to go there. Um, but I wonder how many people truly realize the damage that they are causing and they're all about, the unity and the healing and everybody come in and let's all, whatever. No, you all are causing a huge rift. And that was something that the president did say today was that, you know, them trying to impeach him is doing nothing but angering so many Americans right now. Um, I do want to go over to Gateway Pundit because this was something that was pointed out right after I pulled this up. I just wanted to pull this up real quick, let you all read it. It was released right afterward. Um, so let's see here. All right. Okay. Okay, so it's right here. He did say, freedom of speech is under assault like never before. The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but it will come back to bite Joe Biden and the Biden administration. As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for. So some people are reading into that um, and basically, saying that that was his way of admitting that Joe Biden um, was going to be coming in to them to as the new administration. Um, I don't know if anybody wants to read that far into it, but that's kind of what a lot of people are saying right now. But so and that's pretty much what it says in their headline. In speech at the border wall, Trump says freedom of speech is under assault, and impeachment is a hoax, and admits that Joe Biden is taking over. Um, how much of that I'm not reading that much into it. I think honestly it was more of an attempt for Trump to show us that, because I think a lot of people were starting to be concerned because we hadn't heard anything from him for a while. Even I had my own concerns because I hadn't seen or heard anything. Um, but we're in some real scary times right now. Um, and he did say, be careful for, what you wish for. I don't know, guys. I'm staying hopeful for sure. I know somebody said that earlier. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That is the best piece of advice that I have for everyone right now. I also want to say, and I was going to put this in the title, but I also don't want YouTube to be all on my case. Um, almost I almost want to give like a call to action. I know there's not a lot that a lot of us can do. Um, I'm fortunate enough to be able to be at home right now, so I can get on here and talk to you guys. No, I'm not I'm not comedic. I can be funny from time to time. Um, I'm a lot of times the voice of reason uh, in most aspects of my life, and I just, I want everyone to hope for the best and pray and but prepare for the worst. Um, I don't want anyone to be 110% dead on. Trump's going to be our next going to be the president for the next 4 years. And then come January 20th, you know, it don't happen that way. And then you are just absolutely crushed. And, because I compare it a lot to, and I know it's not the same at all, but if you have um, a team that you follow and that you love, and whether it be basketball, football, whatever, and this team is just they are doing a great job the whole year, and it's that final game, and they're going up against a big strong team, and then they lose. That feeling is terrible. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but that's kind of how I feel right now. I feel like my team has just lost. Um, Also, piling on how I feel about where our country is headed, and it's not headed in a very good direction. And what it's going to wind up taking is for us to, and I don't want to say convince the other side. That's not what I want to say. That we show them, that we're not nuts, we're not crazy. We see what's going on. We see the forest for the trees. Um, and that if something isn't done and we don't stop it, we're going to lose America as we know it. And it's going to be something that none of us are going to like. I don't care who you are. None of us are going to like it. Um, and it's scary to think that it could be that. Um, Especially if you have kids or if you have grandkids, um, knowing that they could possibly grow up in that. Um, I think this is our last stand, and um, it's going to eventually be the people that rise up and say enough is enough. But and it can't just be the ones that are in it right now. We need a lot of people on board. Um, there was something that the ACLU put out. Let me show this to you all. The ACLU put this out earlier, um, which I found uh, quite crazy because the ACLU is actually very left leaning. But they did release this statement, and it just goes to show how, this road that we're traveling is not a good one. But it says, we understand the desire to permanently suspend him now, but it should concern everyone when companies like Facebook and Twitter wield the unchecked power to remove people from platforms that have become indispensable for the speech of billions, especially when political realities make those decisions easier. And that was Kate, and I don't know, Ruan, and she is the ACLU Senior Legislative Counsel. In another statement, President Trump can turn to his press team or Fox News to communicate with the public, but others, like the many Black, Brown, and LGBTQ activists who have been censored by social media companies who will not have that luxury. So right there, she's talking about us. She she's more talking about minorities there. Um, and those in the LGBTQ community. So, they're even being affected because there are people who are um, African American, gay, lesbian, whatever, and they're being censored. So, now you're censoring the people that you supposedly want to protect. No, it don't work that way. Um, So that was another thing that I found interesting. Um, I live in Cleveland, land of never ending disappointing. sports teams. I'm used to it. Well, I am a huge I am a huge Kentucky fan, Kentucky basketball fan. So I tell you what, the year that they almost went 40-0, that was the most devastating year ever in life. Um, Not even Fox aired his speech today. They're not on our side. No, Fox hasn't been on our side since, and we saw that the night of the election. They haven't been on our side. And actually, Fox is kind of they're kind of flip flopping a little bit. I did read something about that yesterday. That Fox is they're kind of like uh, they're teetering, and I quit watching Fox, and I haven't watched Clown News Network. I haven't watched them in years. MSNBC, on them. I don't watch any of those. All the news that I get, it comes off of YouTube or off, what I read from like Gateway Pundit. Um, I really watch where I get my information from, especially right now, because if you turn MSM on right now, y- number one, it's going to be very hypocritical. It's not going to be accurate. And they have their own agenda they're pushing. Um, I think eventually their hands are going to be tied and they're not going to be able to do that anymore. But it's really sad to see what's going on right now. Um, Very discouraging, very disheartening. Um, I know some people are going to like Gab and things like that. Of course, um I am on BitChute and I also am on DLive. Um, but that's about as far as I'm going at the moment, just to kind of see what's going to happen. Um, I did try to get on Gab last night, but I'm guessing the overload of people coming over to Gab has kind of put a halt on their website. I even tried a couple hours ago and I still couldn't get in there. So I'll keep trying because I do want, if people want to follow me in different places, that will be possible. I've never been a Twitter person anyway. Um, I tried to get into it and I just couldn't. I don't know what it was about Twitter. I just didn't like it. Let's see. It'll be interesting to see if the left turns on ACLU for speaking in defense of Trump. I wonder that as well. I do. Because we see how, I mean, they'll turn on you like I say it all the time. They're snakes. They're snakes. And, I was watching another live stream last night. I think it was Drew Hernandez. And he was saying, if you're on the left and you're laughing and you think any of this is funny that they have banned Trump, um, y- you really need to take a look at what you're laughing at because you think they can't come after you. So look, I'm going to show y'all this too. I wanted to show y'all this. So there was an article on Axios. I guess that's how you say that. Let me pull this up and show it to y'all. So this is all of the platforms that have banned or restricted Trump so far, and this was updated yesterday. So far, so Reddit, Twitch, Shopify, Twitter. Of course, we know about that. Google, YouTube. Now YouTube, they did say they are accelerating their enforcement of election misinformation and voter fraud claims. Um, and then let's see. Facebook, of course, Instagram, of course, is owned by Facebook. Snapchat, TikTok. Um, I did hear on the radio, I was listening to Rush Limbaugh's channel this morning, and the gentleman that was subbing in for Limbaugh today, he had a caller call in and say that TikTok actually removed anything that had to do with the Capitol. She was actually at the Capitol and had posted videos, and they removed them. Apple, Discord, Pinterest, Amazon, Stripe. So, and this was one that he really pointed out, and it made like total sense. So Stripe is actually that it's a payment platform. And it says that they would no longer process payments for President Trump's campaign, which continued to fundraise. So even a platform that does payments is, I mean, it's insane. Like and it just goes on and on. The different places that, or the different companies that have banned Trump, or suspended anything to do with anything. Um, so that uh, it's just amazing to me, what they're doing. And if you're on the left and like you think that this is hilarious, you think it's funny, you think that you're invincible, you're not. Because if they can do that to the president of the United States, what do you think they can do to you? What do you think they can do to just us normal everyday citizens? Big tech is showing how much power they truly have right now. And I wonder how many countries are fearful of big tech themselves because of what they're showing. Look what we're showing the world right now. We are showing the world that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they have the power. And something else that I saw that made me sick was uh Jack Dorsey, the owner of Twitter, actually, whenever Parler was removed from the App Store, their app, their messaging app, Twitter's messaging app, Signal, became number one in the App Store. And Jack Dorsey literally took a screenshot of that, posted it, and put a heart. Like, why? You wanted to see that company go down that bad? Like, who are these people? The best way I describe it is it's just total evilness. Like, I mean, okay, let's see. Um, hey. Yeah, I think that's going to be our biggest task is, I mean, I know that there are some people that are so far gone into the left that it will be hard to bring them to the other side. Um, but I think a lot of what they're seeing right now could help. Um, and for a lot of them to realize that for us, it's not, don't get me wrong, I love Trump, but it's not about Trump really anymore. It's about America. It's about saving our freedoms and our liberties. Ultimately, that is what this is all about. I hate what has happened. Um, we know what happened on November 3rd. We know. Um, but now our main focus is keeping America what America is and what America stands for and what America's values are, and not allowing these communist socialist values. And this was right before I got off of Facebook, and this was kind of what pushed me over the edge. I was um, scrolling through, and there was a post about something other, probably had to do with Trump or something. And somebody commented and said um, something along the lines of, yeah, because socialism is just so bad. And they were saying that in a smart aleck tone. And I was like, what? You really believe you're really going to argue that socialism is good? And I believe, and I want to say she works for like like a oh something like the ACLU, but it's not the ACLU. Um, and it just amazed me that there are really people. I've been on TikTok before, and I've seen comments by teenagers, and a lot of them are really young, so I give them that. They're young and, they don't know a whole lot as far as life goes, but they would say, that communism was good and didn't understand why we were so against it, and I'm just sitting here like, what are they teaching these kids? Like, it it is just it's amazing to me. All right, let's see. Salty Army reporting for duty. Hello, soldier. And I just want to give a huge shout out to you guys that have come over from Salty's channel. Y'all are great. Thank you so much for the support. This is, I don't know if I've said it before, but this is just something that's really been on my heart to do. Um, Even if it's just, being an outlet for those who are worrying, those who are scared. Um, Programming is strong in the young crowd. I've seen it firsthand, and it's very powerful. It is very powerful. So me and my husband, we have 4 kids together. Um, the boys, they don't care about none of this, but the girls, and they're about the same age, they're teenagers, and one of them is understands where me and my husband come from as far as the politics goes. The other one is so much into, democratic policies. Her family's very liberal. Um, and go on, cat, go on. Um, and we've tried to talk to her. And anytime that we've tried to talk to her about it, we end up getting in trouble from her mother. Um, because they are stuck on that, and I've talked till I'm blue in the face, and I just don't know what else to say. Um, but I do have my daughter where she does understand what's going on, kind of. Um, I'm a youth pastor, and I have to deal with critical race theory brainwashed. Yeah, see, it's sad. It's so sad, um, what's being done to our youth, especially because they're the ones that would have to live through it the longest. You know, um, what we leave behind is ultimately what will determine what this country turns into, if we can't get a handle on it now. So, all right, guys. I think I'm probably going to go ahead and roll out. Real quick, I'm going to pop my contact information up. If anybody just needs to talk, or if you have anything you want to bring up, something that I am going to do, I've been talking with Summer about as well. Um, I want to start doing like kind of like interview type things, um, with people who used to be like liberal, or democratic, found themselves on that side, and what made them come to this side, because I think that helps as well for people to see firsthand, hey, well, they used to think that way, but now they think this way, and why. Um, so if anybody is interested, or if you know someone who would be interested in doing an interview, um, have them send me an email, or you can send me an email. Um, I would love to do some interviews like that, maybe like once a week or so. Just um, have it, you know, because I think if the other side could see, oh, well, look at that person's circumstances, and this is why they did it, and it's, something like that. That Field of Greens, Be Brave screen cap was super cool. Yeah. Look, I made that on Canva. I don't know if y'all have heard of Canva or know what Canva is, but it is awesome. I made my intro on there, and most of my thumbnails I make on Canva. Um, Super awesome program. I love it. Thank you all, Salty Soldiers. Let's keep posting this channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, if y'all don't mind just to share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to pop my information up here right quick. Um, let's see. And again, I just want to thank you all for popping in. Even if you can only stay for a couple minutes, whatever the case may be, it's totally fine. Real quick poster channel on the thank you all. I really do. I truly, yeah, I seen that. And that's another reason I went live is because my subscribers was at 333. Thank you, Summer, for reminding me. Um, Definitely angel numbers. So, yeah, the Salty Army has done me so good. Y'all are awesome. Seriously. The other night I was in total just complete tears because this has nothing to do with anything but getting the word out that there are people out here. We're here and we're live and we want nothing but good for our country. And it pushed me the night that I was watching a live and a lady called in bawling her eyes out because of what's going on, and she was so scared and she had no one to talk to, and I don't want that for anyone. So even if I am just, an outlet of support, that I'm good with that. No, I'm not the most hilarious person in the world. um but I am a voice of reason, and I will never tell you all anything that I don't know for a fact, that I haven't confirmed. I don't spread information. um so I just want to thank you all again from the bottom of my heart. As I'm leaving, I'll put the um, information back up for you guys. But thank you all again so much, and just be watching because I'm sure I'll be going live again here in the next day or so, as I learn some more, especially coming off of Trump's speech today. So thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless, and uh, yeah. So thank you all. Oh, wait, I want to read this. Salty was saying he was excited back in the day when he got 10 views. Then when he hit 100 views, he had to go on a run. He was so excited. Keep up the good work. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Look, um, I noticed the other day that one of my videos had over 300 views on it, and I was so excited. And y'all don't see it, but I promise you behind the scenes, I'm either crying or I'm jumping around with joy. So just know it fills my heart. It really does. So, all right, seriously. Here's my contact information. You all have a great night. And thank you all again for all that you do.